Good morning. We are here in beautiful Minnesota. It is holiday, Memorial Day, and we are doing Collector Spotlight number 1. So it's our very first Collector Spotlight. We're not really sure how it's going to go, but what we want to do with this is we want to give the collectors a chance to show off their collections that they've worked years on putting together, and give you guys, the other collectors, a chance to see what other people have going on. So without further ado, we're going to start Collector Spotlight number 1. Our person today is going to be Tim Boock from right here in beautiful Minnesota. And as you can see, beautiful area. I'm not going to give away his address. So we've got the this is me and MsLulu. This is our whip that we bring up here to Minnesota whenever we come. We're fully representing all the time. So, join us, will you? If you have questions along the way, we're going to take some questions at the end here. So, please feel free to jump in at any time. Okay? And gonna ring the doorbell. Spin it around here. Oh, hey Tim.
Hey,
what's going on? Hey, it's Heather. Everybody say hi to Heather and Tim.
Hi.
Hello.
We're coming on in. I said no sound on my side. Can everybody hear me? All right, as they're coming in, we're going to take a look around your house, guys. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, look, my wife is here too.
I live here too.
Oh, nice.
My wife lives here.
My wife is all up in somebody else's house. That's cool.
Hi, you guys.
Oh, look who we got. Oh, dressed in purple. Look at you all.
Yeah, Aubrey.
That's pretty.
What you drew?
Dude, we all drawing?
Oh,
Oh, show your art.
collector's item.
Oh, wow. Yeah, future collector's item.
Be on the 5 and dime.
Let's see. Oh, Tim, what do we got here? Tell us about your art.
Artful Living was in 2016. They did a cover feature for on Prince, and that was downtown. They're located down there, and I got a hold of them, and they hooked me up with giving me one of their marketing pieces. So we decided to hang it up here.
That's fantastic. It's huge, too.
It's a huge piece, and we love it. They hooked us up, and we love it. And we just like to pay tribute. Got a picture of got a few of these around the house of Paisley as kind of fixtures at Paisley Park over the decades. So we always like to keep that close to the heart. So
That's very cool. Oh, we got some more artists here. What do you got, Val? Oh, look at the symbol she's drawn. That is beautiful. What's your name?
Aubrey.
Aubrey and
Say your name.
Ava.
Aubrey and Ava. Very cool.
Yeah.
So how far away are we right now from Paisley Park?
We're about 3.5 miles.
3.5 miles from Paisley Park. That is very cool.
Yeah, so we like to say when we get things on 5 and dime, it's coming home, you know. So
Yeah.
so we pride things, but yeah, we are fortunate enough. I have a girlfriend who lets me put print stuff up around the house, which is
So yeah, I'm checking out some of the cool things you've got here on the stairwell. You've got Paisley Park artwork there. Got
the
First Avenue.
Prints. Yep.
Very nice. And oh wow, even on the coffee table.
Oh yeah. So there's the Artful Living actual.
Here's the actual magazine. Yeah, it's very thick.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're very Prince-inspired home, very close to Paisley Park.
Yeah, and if we come in this area.
Oh, nice. Tell us about this, Tim.
Oh gosh, yeah, I forgot about that. This was actually at the piano microphone event. Heather and I were able to attend both those shows, and when we walked in, right by the stage, even though it's piano and microphone, we saw a little guitar pick sitting on the ground in front of us, which was the weirdest thing, which made me think, oh, maybe he'll pull the guitar out, but he didn't. But it was kind of just a crazy thing to find that right in front of the stage when we walked in there that night. So,
yeah, it's awesome.
so we got
Beautiful
this,
framing too.
Experience. Yeah, so we keep that one because that was a very memorable night for us.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Great memories.
Yep.
So here we come into the living room.
Yeah.
Wow, we're
Another mural of Paisley that we like, so we put that one up. And our the big vinyl collection.
Very nice. Right over the mantle.
Yeah, so we keep here's the vinyl collection. That's kind of our weekend morning thing, is pop in some vinyl and listen to something. So every now and then we have to buy 2 of things, so we keep one mint and one.
Oh, absolutely.
One
So what are some of the coolest vinyl? How far do you go back on your vinyl here? Oh, look at this.
Well, I got access, luckily, probably a few months before he passed, so I got it at actually a pretty normal rate. Nowadays it goes a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate enough for that.
Welcome to the world of collecting.
Right,
that's how that works.
And that's, timing is everything, and sometimes it's just, getting to know the right people. But we go back, all the way to For You to present. So we got pretty much everything mixed in between. There's a few bootlegs in there too.
Oh, absolutely. Some of those things that we don't talk about.
Yeah. There's a few of those mixed in.
So what do you think is your favorite vinyl?
My favorite vinyl, I have to say, Love Sexy is always going to be my favorite. I mean, that was kind of where I caught the bug.
You caught the bug off of Love Sexy.
That was kind of the turning point for me when I saw Love Sexy in '88. That was my first Prince concert. So that's where the shirt came from. That's why I kind of wear this one. But that was the turning point for me. Love Sexy really made it. And I realized that's what life was going to be.
We got a viewer in Sweden right now, Elfar.
Uh-huh.
He said, "What's up from Sweden?"
Nice.
And Jennifer said, "You have a spectacular home. Thanks for inviting us in." Beverly Coleman said, "Beautiful home." And it is, guys. The house is absolutely beautiful. Tim and Heather were amazing for hosting us and letting us do the first collector spotlight here.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of the vinyl you have here.
I don't know. I guess a lot of it's the stuff a lot of people have as you start collecting things. One of my favorites is Strange Tales from the Rain. I don't know.
Wow.
A lot of people have seen that one, but it's a fun one to have. I guess I only knew about this a couple years ago. I found out this even existed, and I just love it because it has that kind of compilation of Purple Rain music all thrown together, some time, everything thrown in here. And it's just a great collection. For
those that don't know, Strange Tales from the Rain is a double vinyl set, promotional, that came out in the mid-'80s, and it is a greatest hits compilation of some of Prince's work along with Apollonia and the Time. And it's a really, really neat set.
I think it was a Japanese release.
Yeah, Japanese and very rare also. So here's a view inside Strange Tales from the Rain. Yeah, very nice, Tim.
It's kind of a fun piece.
Beautiful piece.
But and other than that, I mean, I loaded up on 12-inch singles back when Tower Records was still going,
About promo, you got promo vinyl?
Yeah, I got some promo vinyls here, Rave is, more common, probably see, saying the Rave promo. So you probably see that a little more often in the promo version. And there's, and then there's the bootleg of Planet Earth. But, some of the promos of that.
Yep, got some promo vinyl of Rave. Fantastic set too.
It's a good mismatched collection of a lot of vinyl here. But we're always adding. It's kind of the conversations that Eric and I have occasionally. Is you look at your collection and you're always thinking, where can I fill in a gap? And that's where you see them. So that's what the Paisley Park 5 and Dime is about.
Yeah, absolutely. Paisley 5 and Dime. That's where to get the vinyl. So what else you got, Tim? What else you got around here?
There's the actual. Well, we can check out the actual room with the collection. Come on down.
Oh, Marcus wanted you to play something. Whatever you all were just talking about. He wanted you to play some kind of vinyl.
Oh, probably Strange Tales. Yeah, Strange Tales from the Rain is one of those that you don't put the needle on that.
Yeah.
That one, it's lucky it came out of the plastic. That's what we got here.
This area is the stuff that comes in.
Oh, you got the new stuff.
This is the arrival?
This is the arrivals area. So this weekend we got a few, the Girl 6 single came in. On 5 and Dime, I got this promo piece with My Name is Prince. Basically, it's got a foil side, and then this side on the opposite side has My Name is Prince printing on it.
That's very cool. Nice promotional piece on that. I like that.
Yep. The Celebration a piece here from Henderson, Minnesota. If you guys are coming down to see, check out Paisley or whatever, Henderson just opened up the bench, the memorial bench, I guess, in Henderson. It's about an hour away from here, and there's a big space behind it, a big mural that's going to go up, and it's going to actually be this print.
The artist is out there right now.
Yeah.
As we speak, he's out there putting the mural next to the bench in Henderson. So that'll be ready when you guys come up on the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Or no, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
June 7th, 8th, and 9th, yep.
June 7th, 8th, and 9th, that'll be ready. The artist is up there doing it right now, and this is the mural that's going to be going on the wall.
Yeah,
And-
so it's kind of cool. They added that into it.
What
The
you
bench
got
is
there?
amazing, too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Eric turned me on to this downtown.
JP Dallaire
Yep.
from, the song is Downtown. It's a brand new single. Actually, there are some for sale right now on the Paisley 5 and Dime. So JP is Minneapolis royalty as well. He's part of the Petersons, the first family of Minnesota music. Don't forget to get your copy of some Downtown.
Saw him yesterday.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, I ran into JP over in St. Paul yesterday.
Should we check out the pool table?
Oh, yeah, let's
the
go check
room.
out the pool table.
One last area out here.
What? I seem to remember a game here.
Eric and I played a game or two.
Yeah.
And I won't say who won, but he did. But the plan someday we'll refelt this thing, put some prints up on it. But I did get some Prince balls, so that's the.
Let's check out Tim's balls.
Here's my balls in all their shiny glory.
Very nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
So yeah, and we,
Touch his purple
Hey, Deja.
balls.
if you're around and
Thanks.
you're a pool player, we might set up a game.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do
We're
that.
gonna try to set up a tournament, a 5 and dime tournament, maybe. We'll,
Do you get the opportunity to win something out of the collection then? Or?
I would never. I'm such a poor pool player. I can't put anything. I won't gamble anything on it. And if
Well, we should put something on. We'll do a game, and then if you can beat me, I'll
fool's game for me.
take something out of the 5 and Dime.
Absolutely. There are a few hustlers that I've played with, and he's one of them.
He is a hustler, yeah.
Yep.
Don't play pool with Eric Rogers.
And this is the room we call
Wow,
the
Plectrum Electrum room.
Right. Yeah. Here it
Hey,
is.
Lisa.
Oh yeah.
Just gonna show over here.
So we're starting.
Yeah, just look at the wall. Check
It's
all
the
stuff out.
Plectrum Electrum room.
Cool.
Cool, yeah. So tell us about some of these pieces in here.
All right. Here we go.
Give us a grand tour.
Okay. Basically, we got some promo stuff. Actually, a friend gave this to me, a promo piece from Plectrum Electrum, kind of the namesake of the room.
No, you can see where that one come from. That's okay.
Oh yeah, Eric helped christen our room, so he hooked me up with a Plectrum Electrum promo piece that I had never seen before. So that was one of the first
Well, you
pieces
said it
coming
was the
here.
Plectrum Electrum room,
Absolutely.
so it needed to be here.
Yep, Heather and I kind of met to Plectrum Electrum, my girlfriend and I. So it's a very important element to us.
Fantastic.
So like the wow is our song. So
Something unexpected.
Exactly.
I know the feeling.
Right. The purple, the hat box we've seen. A lot of people have different versions of the hat boxes. They all contain different stuff, right? This one we picked up at the piano microphone show. They gave that out to people, VIPs afterward. I know after Prince passed, they were handing them out there too, out at Paisley. And I know that there are a lot of them at Paisley. There's gonna be opportunities to get these from Paisley, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure.
See a purple princess coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another little purple princess.
All right. Now.
So this great little piece
Down here, we do have the print, and now Eric.
All right, and we're back. Sorry about that, guys. All right, sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulty, but such is the world of live streaming TV, video, what have you. That's anytime you're dealing live, that's what happens. So anyway, we're gonna continue. We gotta wait for
jump back on.
We're gonna wait a couple minutes for everybody to get back in.
There are tons of people on there from all over.
Yeah, for those of you who are preparing to be on the showcase, it's not as easy as it looks. I'm a little bit nervous on the camera.
Don't be nervous. You've got a fantastic collection.
Well, and that's kind of the thing. Like I think probably like a lot of people out there, you don't even realize you have a collection until you open up some of your tubs in your storage area or whatever. It was Heather actually who inspired me to start putting stuff out, and I didn't even realize I actually have a collection here. And then. I think it was about a year or so ago is when I discovered the Paisley 5 and Dime, and that's when I started kind of enhancing the collection, filling stuff in. But I honestly had no idea that I had a collection until you 3 or 4 tubs builds up. I mean, we have more to go in a storage room in here.
Well, you've got more wall space, so
yeah,
there's plenty more wall space to go. And
Heather's like, give me a couple walls.
But that's kind of the truth. But I honestly didn't know I had a collection until I started putting it out.
So over the years, your first concert was Love Sexy?
Love Sexy. My parents drove me up here from central Wisconsin, where you get music a little bit later than Minneapolis. And at the Met Center, which is now the Mall of America, I got to see the Love Sexy tour kick off that night, and it just changed everything. Yeah.
I understand. I saw the Love Sexy tour in Cincinnati, and that was my first time sitting front row to see Prince. And it changed everything.
Right.
Yeah. What was it you were telling me about Love Sexy? That was the make or break spot for a lot of people.
And a lot of people it really was, because not only was the album cover, slightly controversial to some, right? To others it was very artistic. But yeah, it was one of those things where you kind of took the ride or you didn't, right? Because he kind of embraced a little bit more of the spiritual, even though it was always mixed in. That one I felt was a little heavier on the spiritual side, and it had such mystique around the Black Album.
Yeah.
That really drew me into, because everybody right about our age probably ordered somewhere a bootleg of Black Album.
Oh yeah.
Right? I think we were looking
had
at it there. Yep.
Yeah, I had to get a really off-speed, horrible sounding cassette out of New York, and it was terrible. I wore it out.
Yeah.
And I absolutely wore it out until I got another one, and then did the same thing again.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of like a game changer. I think that's when I realized like this is it, right? And before then, I mean, I was a big Michael Jackson guy until about 1983 when BMG caught up, I think, and put 1990 on the BMG. People who don't remember Columbia House and BMG record collectors. I got 1990, maybe it was 84, right before Purple Rain came out. I got 1999, and that's when I realized, oh, Michael Jackson's cool and everything. But I was only 10.
Michael's
11.
cool, but
we got
this
other stuff. So yeah, but I wasn't fortunate enough. Living in central Wisconsin, I didn't get to hear Dirty Mind, For You, Controversy, those things when they came out. But then I got to experience it later, which is kind of the neat thing now when you meet new people who've never heard Prince. I'm always like,
wait.
This world is going to open up. That's kind of a cool thing.
Well, I think you're right, and I'd never heard it put in that context until you and I were talking about it earlier, that Love Sexy was kind of the make or break spot for a lot of fans, or just general fans. Once Love Sexy hit with the controversial cover, the spiritual sound, and the music that was so different than everything on the radio, at that point you really had to decide.
Yeah.
Am I going to follow this guy, or is it just getting too weird and I got to get off? That was a very nice way to put it. I've never heard it said like that.
And the CD being one track didn't help anybody either.
Right. So the fact that you had to listen to the entire thing, you couldn't speed it up, you couldn't rewind, you couldn't skip to the next track. You either had to love the whole thing, or you just had to hate and scrap the whole thing.
Right.
So that was just the way it had to go. Right. And I've never heard it put like that, so thank you. You made me think about something a different way. What was the one piece that you went to the stores, you found CDs, you found records, but you picked up this one piece time and you're like, I didn't know that this happened.
Yeah, I went to college in Iowa, so I was just an hour away from here, so I came up here a lot. And that's when Glam Slam was going heavy, New Power Generation store was big, Paisley Park was kind of opening doors to people now and then. But the first time I walked into the New Power Generation store in Uptown, okay, for starters, when I walked in there, I was a little naive. I'm thinking like, oh, he's got like, 8 albums, there's going to be some 12-inch singles, and oh my gosh, you walked in there, and anyone who's seen the catalog, if you've seen it online or you have the catalog from the MPG store,
it's a lot of stuff.
There was a lot. It was overwhelming, especially some kid from college who's got like $2. So but I saved it up, and the first thing I didn't realize is a collector's piece by any means, but I did buy the hardcover of Sacrifice of Victor when I walked
that's
in
fantastic.
Because he's got a book. I thought that's really cool.
Yep.
So I got that, and then the Neo Manifesto. With the little viewfinder.
Oh, you got the Neo Manifesto with the viewfinder. The viewfinder is really neat if you can find that as well.
Yeah, so
the book is great, but the viewfinder, that's what makes it worthwhile.
These would be the two things that I can think of where I was like, wow, this is like not just music, and it's not just a subculture, this kind of iconic guy. He actually has like content. It goes beyond just music. So that was that discovery. And as I remember going into the New Power Generation store, You walk in and there's that screen on the floor,
Yep.
playing videos. I mean, if you were at all into Prince, you were hooked immediately, right? And then they had a screening room upstairs where every few, once or twice a week they'd debut some. He's always recording stuff like the Video to Dolphin would be playing one week, or Sacrifice of Victor would be going.
Those are really good ideas.
Yeah, I wonder who maybe came up with some of those ideas.
We don't have to go into all that, but those are some great ideas. So, the Sacrifice of Victor book and walking into the MPG store for the first time was when you realized that there is a world outside of just the records.
Yeah, I was a little naive up until that point.
What would you say is your favorite one collector's piece?
Actually, we're standing right by it.
Over here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm having some.
I love this one.
I'm having some difficulty here maneuvering.
And I think you and I have talked about this one, Eric, before, where it's like there's the cool thing about Prince is you never know what's going to be. Is it a T-shirt? Is it a sweatshirt? Is it a hat? Is it an umbrella? Is it a poster? Is it a tambourine?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one thing, because I used to hang out at Glam Slam a lot, and occasionally I get to get up to the VIP area. I'm a college kid, I'm not a VIP at that point, but I'd see these casts up above in the VIP area on some of the pillars. And I always thought they were the coolest thing. What a cool thing. Prince's face looking down at us at Glam Slam. And then I was able to get a hold of one. I'm not sure how many there are out there. I know I put something out there once and somebody showed me a bust of this. They had the bust, the white, bust that used to create these.
Yeah.
I have yet to see one that came off the columns. If there are others out there, that's awesome. But this is one of the pieces to me that it resonates the highest because there's experience. I was there watching the shows, and so that's my favorite piece. There's other things
beautiful.
like a tambourine he threw me one night with his rag with a little bit of DNA on it.
A little bit of his makeup going
on. So that was another.
And that was from October 5th. Is that the October surprise?
Yeah. So that was that night that he tossed that over to me, and I had to take one piece down here. That one I don't show.
Sorry about that. I was trying to maneuver around it, and I didn't know.
That's all right. No, that's cool. There's. And this I got from Five and Dime. I know you guys have had this up one other time on there, and it was a really nice item. It was the wedding program, and then kind of thank you, the announcement, the postcard.
The announcement card,
came with it. And I was fortunate enough when Maite was in town signing her book, she signed them for us.
Oh,
but I had acquired these from the
cool.
Five and Dime on P-Bay. It was on P-Bay.
Very cool.
That was and that was the first auction I ever did, I think, through you guys, and so that's a favorite piece too. So.
No, that's awesome. So
Speaking
look
of
at this. I know about
beautiful
this piece.
Maite.
Yeah. This was this is another P-Bay item, which I've kind of added a few extra Maite-ish themes to it, but this sheet. I got through the somewhat controversial auction that we did on P-Bay, but I ended up with it at the end, and it's kind of a stellar, huge piece with
Yes, it is.
But I love
Very
it.
Nice.
And when you look at it, you it just screams Child of the Sun. So and the background, right, is this is meant to be mass produced as a stand-up.
It was going to be a cardboard stand-up to hold the CDs, and this is the artist proof. You can tell with the colors going down the edges. This is going to be an artist proof cut out and put on cardboard to make a stand-up, like the Purple Rain motorcycle stand-up. And this is going to be the base, and this is going to be like a promotional flat. It never came about, so this proof was just out floating around, and we got it. You got it on P-Bay, and we had a little bit of a interesting story behind it we're not going to go into, but it was it finally got to a good home, and
where it belongs.
What an amazing house.
Now we just have to convince Maite to stop by sometime, and sign it. So
we could do that.
Maybe she plays pool.
And here's another artist proof. I see you got the artist proof of 3 Chains of Gold for the VHS. That's very neat. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Really neat.
That's
Well, artist proof, either you've seen it, they're very limited.
So you don't see a lot of them.
That's really neat.
I like his
really
collage too.
The collage is fantastic.
Throw some Maite stuff together. I didn't know she was on some like Puerto Rican tobacco card as well.
Wow.
I don't know where that. I found that somewhere, but
that's super cool.
It's kind of funny.
I love the pass.
The pass to the 3-day event. I think that was for the 7th. That was on his birthday. Yep.
Yeah.
If you kind of scroll through more, I mean, there's, and this is a good time. The NPG Dance Company stuff, this is just a random picture I put up for guys. This was that time. You know, I Glam Slam when you had the endorphin machine going, and that's kind of what I always envisioned back in the mid '90s. So I kind of just put those pieces up. Some of them, you know, like as a collector, you put up what resonates, right? Right. This fine item.
Oh yeah.
I did acquire as well, which is worth picking up, two-sided. So I would.
Marco's pillow, man.
Yeah,
Marco's pillow is
fantastic.
awesome.
Yep, I would.
Tim, we have. I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
I've seen that image somewhere. If I could just remember where I've seen it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. So Lisa and Joanna are asking, and I want to apologize to everybody. I was whipping around the room, and Eric was trying to direct me where to be, but I didn't understand why at first. But there was a piece that Tim does not show. And now they're all aware because of my crazy camera activity.
That's okay.
And so they're saying you don't have to tell them what it is, but they want to know. They want to know why you don't want to show it.
Like a hint?
Yeah, but you don't have to go into it.
It's a very personal piece that is, it's not really, it doesn't need to be shared out with everyone. And the reason being is the person that it was acquired from wants to remain anonymous.
Yeah.
So that's basically the way it goes. Sometimes you make a friend that has been a musician with Prince or an artist or done other work with him. They'll gift you something along the way, and it's very nice gifts, but you don't put that out.
Yeah, it's
That's
really cool,
what it
and
is.
you know, as I get to know people, if you stop by, maybe we'll look at things.
Yeah, personal invite to
right.
Tim and Heather. Look at Heather. Heather's like, invite to.
So whenever you get to come inside the Plectrum Electrum room,
You hit up Tim
so-
and Heather. Yeah, when you hit Minneapolis,
so
say
more
we would like
to
it.
make sure that I'm being like, I guess, authentic to the person who authentically gave it to me.
That's
knowing it was
lovely.
just between
That's
us.
beautiful. And
it was a gift
I
and it's
apologize.
personal. No, it's
No,
I
it's
was
cool.
whipping around trying to miss it on
believe me,
camera,
I
and
would
I'm
say the same
sorry.
thing. If I'm watching this, I'm going, what? Okay, what was that?
I'm so sorry. You're gonna watch this back and go, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we picked up some stuff from the 3121 release of the perfume, and you know these are floating everywhere. So I think I should make this just the scent of the room to spray it all the time.
Okay.
But this piece is kind of neat because they had this is from the Macy's display, which is kind of.
I was gonna say I look at this, and Amy, I think you're on here. When I look at this, it makes me want to like buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I feel like I'm standing at the counter and I want to purchase all that. And
I like how you put this together too. You got the plastic display,
man, the plastic display is awesome.
the small bottle, the medium bottle, the large bottle, and you've also got the velvet box.
The velvet box, yeah.
So you've got all the 3121 cologne pieces, and even the advertisements for the 3121 cologne.
And their
the
little
scent card
ticket thing that they did for the.
You are not
show
playing.
before.
and he keeps it all together. That is very, very.
It's hard to do because, like I've said to you before, Eric, what would benefit me is if I was a Terrence Trent D'Arby fan. Because, I could have like a little collection. It would cost me about $200. But
Right.
Prince, this world doesn't end.
It doesn't
right?
end, and that's one of the things. And what with the collector spotlights, what I want everyone to understand, it doesn't matter how small your collection is. You've got something that a larger collector doesn't have.
Yeah.
It always works out that way. So, you collect you. Go get your collection. Do whatever makes you happy. Get the items that you want. There are pieces that I don't have, and just to prove that you will never have everything, Prince himself didn't even have everything that Prince did.
Yeah.
So, let that be understood that you will never have everything. So go collect the things that you want, and that's what the Paisley 5 and Dime is here to do, to help you get those items. So on that, what is your favorite thing? Posters, 12-inch, remixes, CDs, promo items. What would you say is your favorite thing that you really like to get your hands on?
Actually, anything Glam Slam
Glam
era
Slam memorabilia
is stuff that I really like. I got some Glam Slam stuff over here. I got some more coming, but
What's up, Paul?
there's a little bit of Glam Slam mixing a few other things in there, but Glam Slam's my favorite. It was just because it was that time. I was the poor college student hanging out in Minneapolis on my own and hanging out at Glam Slam and hanging out anywhere they'd have me. So that's kind of always been one that resonates with me.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people were fortunate enough to be here or were at the right age when Purple Rain hit. So that's their era. That's the thing and I love the Purple Rain stuff. I got a lot of some of the VHS box stuff, and
I'll pull the
some of the
chair a little
promo
bit.
stuff over here. But honestly, for some reason, Glam Slam stuff resonates with me.
Everybody has a different era, and that's why that's going to be one of the questions I do with all the collector spotlights that I do is, what's your favorite item and what's your favorite era? And I think
Absolutely.
Glam Slam, mid-90s era.
Mid-90s is probably the big time, because that's, again, I wish I would have had money back then.
Debbie?
Me too.
Anyone who looks through those catalogs wishes they would have done a few extra purchases.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Or been at Glam Slam. Like,
Yeah.
I wish that when I was at Glam Slam, I would have, like, picked up the napkins, picked up the matches, picked up the...
Absolutely.
all those things that I wasn't paying attention to because we were having too much fun. So,
Right. But
and I wasn't thinking about collecting.
No camera phones really so much back then.
No.
A little bit, but it was a little more rare. Like,
Yeah.
And that was kind of the other thing that's so great about a Prince collection.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take pictures everywhere. I mean, yeah, there's bootleg stuff and all that, but I mean, a lot of the experience is right here.
Exactly, and that's why he didn't want
that's the
cameras
cool
at
part
his
of it,
shows.
right?
So Debbie was asking if you have the 3121 musical playing cards that was at Macy's.
I do not, but I know you'll send them to me, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
Debbie.
don't have them, but thank you for now planting that in my head. That it's something I have to find. So, but I don't. Which,
Yeah.
if you have it, that's super cool. I'd love to see it. I don't think I've ever seen them.
See,
Yeah.
things like that, that is why the Five and Dime exists.
Right.
Because even with the plethora of 3121 things,
It doesn't run out.
there's something else that's out there.
Yeah.
Well, and controversy classifieds, someone
right.
looking for that. So
Yep.
when you're looking for that, pop that up there. But it's and
Search that
Bob
out, you might find it.
Papo, who's one of one of the amazing collector sellers out there. He was saying that not one person, no matter how rich, can even have 20% of what's out there.
Yep.
He says,
very
I like
true.
to say I have 19.
I'd like
But-
to say I'm rich, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Bob is a very, very large collector, and he is
Oh, yeah.
an inspiration to a lot of collectors.
Yes.
And as
Okay.
the owner of the Five and Dime, he is probably one of the people that even I can look up to.
I'm looking forward to that showcase.
Okay, and this is another example of why the Five and Dime is so freaking awesome. So Debbie said, one is coming your way. No joke.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to find something to reciprocate.
Here, let's make a spot for it.
Yeah,
Right
I
here.
got a spot.
We
This
got
is
a
where it's
spot
gonna go.
for it. Debbie,
Aw.
that's so awesome.
You are sweet.
Yeah.
Aw.
Man.
Amy,
How cool is that?
Ephemera Rules. Yep, she's a big ephemera collector. So,
So who was it that sent it? Debbie?
Debbie Nickrad. Debbie, forgive me if I'm butchering your name. Nikrad. So, yeah,
All
that
right,
is.
you know what, Debbie? Since you did that, you send me a private message with your address. I'm going to send you something from the Five and Dime.
Thank
Very
you.
nice gesture,
Yeah,
Debbie.
that's
Thank
really
you.
cool. That is really cool.
That is awesome. So
Yeah.
now we're going to help
Yeah.
you get another
That's
spot
nice.
in your collection filled out.
So yeah, and as you look around, there's like, a couple of the Rainbow Children celebration. I got the other celebration here.
So that balloon up
pieces
there in
from
the
that.
corner, that's a
That's-
little piece from
Yep.
the celebration.
Where am
Yep.
Up in the corner.
Yeah, right up in here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, where am I?
And there's a piece as I move this
I don't know
thing
if y'all
around.
can see it. The light's kind of weird, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
you
There
see
you
the
go.
balloon.
From Prince Celebration.
Yeah, and the
Celebration.
itinerary was sent off in a CD case.
The
So-
itinerary was inside
So
the
I
CD
took it out of the case and put it in here with some of the other stuff. And there was Northrop Auditorium hosted the event, the concert that night.
At the Northrop.
Yep.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And
So go ahead.
the itinerary came inside of a CD jewel case.
Correct.
That was empty. There was no CD in it.
Right.
There's been several people always questioning, well, what was supposed to be in
Yeah.
there? There was never anything in there. Steve Park designed it, put it together. And I think initially, when I talked to him, we had a conversation about that piece. And I think there was
An intent.
going to be a CD in there. But with the hurry of trying to get everything together for that many people, it just
It
kind of
didn't
fell
happen.
through the cracks. And so now we ended up with a piece that, by accident, ended up being more cool because
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a just jewel case CD with no CD.
Yeah.
It was just the itinerary.
Typical
Exactly.
Prince mystique.
Very, very
Well,
typical Prince.
I see
Okay.
something over
I
here.
just point this one thing out. You can tell
I
this
see
story.
I see something over here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is part of Heather's collection.
Yeah,
Heather.
yeah.
Oh my!
So-
is it my sucker?
So tell us about your evening and about this item because I too we have the same collectible.
It's my sucker handed to me by Brown Mark.
Yeah.
I held it I was waiting for Tim to put it up in the room, and it was just sitting out, and I'm like, someone's gonna eat
someone
that.
Oh yeah,
eat it
one
for
of them.
sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
You were
it's
gonna
still
get that
the real
sucker.
line.
So you and Amber were both presented with a couple, what are those, dum-dums?
Yes.
Yeah.
From Brown Mark in a very flirtatious way.
Oh yes,
Mark.
brown mark. Yep.
Watch it,
Yep.
buddy.
We see you.
But so that had to go up because that's
So-
again one of those fun things that you just want to have that memory and
Yeah.
hold on to it.
Mark has been a lot of fun with the little
Yeah.
suckers, and the little story in Cincinnati when he handed Amber one was really neat too. So, yeah.
And then our friend Laura Kane, LC, from Purple Underground. I don't know that she's on here right now, but she too has the brown mark sucker experience, lollipop experience
Yep.
from when we were all at Bogart's. But so this is Heather's, and yours is like a tropical something.
Yeah.
And this was from when we were all at the last show that the Revolution did at First Avenue, which was in last July 23rd, 2017. And then mine is like a blue raspberry something. But yeah, so
Well,
I had to point that out because
We might bust into that thing sometime and eat
that's
it. I
like,
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, you're gonna be in trouble.
But and scattered around, I do. Being proximity to Paisley Park is nice, and we do visit there. We have some friends that still work there, and I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't know what to collect from the new museum stuff. So like the ping pong balls, I thought were really fun because when you go out there's a ping pong table you can hang and hit on. So I'm not really sure. Like Eric, I don't know what you get from if you get anything from the museum site ever.
I've ordered from there. I mean, and all the official stuff. We always support that.
We always get. And Lucy Ramos loves the ping pong balls. She noticed them right away. She was like, I see ping pong balls.
That was the first thing when we did the tour, the opening night, which here I can show this. This is kind of a fun one. The opening night, they had the one that actually had the date of the opening of the museum on it. So that you don't get
awesome.
That was just that night.
No, that's fantastic.
And the wristband.
And the wristband.
And the wristband.
And I think I have the little.
The menu.
Menu. The
Which I
menus then,
love.
That night were all photocopied menus, and now I think they have better ones.
Yes.
They do have some better ones now, but this is just proof that when you go and they gave you the book, everyone keeps the book. He kept the wristband and this and kept it all together.
Well, I wish I would have done more of that.
Everything.
That somebody was just saying, what advice do you have? Lee was saying, what advice do you have for beginners? And Lee, that right there is what Eric just said.
Keep everything. Keep it together. Keep it together. Don't let
Ticket
pieces
stubs, wristbands.
Keep it together. Don't let it get laid in a different room, stuffed in a drawer. I'll remember where that is and I'll come back to it later. No, you won't. You'll forget all about it. That drawer will get tossed out.
Right.
Don't leave the stuff laying in weird places. Keep it all together. Always keep it all together.
One of the things I love at Paisley Park, which is ridiculous, and when we were just there for celebration, but every time I go now, I grab the coffee cup holders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I grabbed just went up there, the little purple coffee cup holders, and we have a lot of coffee cup holders. I'm like, don't touch my holders.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Looking back, I never kept ticket stubs when I was younger. I was just like,
whoa,
hey,
You
So
just got my attention with something I've never seen.
Oh yeah, the dealer promo copy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's
Good feedback, by the way, Bob. Thank you for that about people being careful about bootlegs. That's a whole nother show that Eric will do.
Yeah.
Well, even as a collector,
being able to identify which ones
to identify
are
bootlegs.
I think I know stuff, but I bet you there's stuff in here that maybe isn't. I try to get as authentic as I can, but you never know. I mean, no one can know it all.
Your good source for official pieces, Lee. You're seeing him right here.
If you need to know what's official, let me know. If I can't answer the question, I've got 7,000 collectors around the world who we will get you the right answer.
Paisley 5 and Dime, that's one of the reasons why Eric's group, well, you talk about it, as a collector.
Yep. Yeah. It's there's actually the best resources right there. I mean, you can talk to anybody, like even the guy piping in from Sweden or Bob.
Yep.
Bob, I know I read all of his stuff and I hold that pretty sacred. So and
Robin,
just connecting even during celebration. You all of a sudden you bump into somebody and you got this connection in Australia now, or even the guy who lives in Chaska. They're right next door to me. Definitely, and I wasn't aware of it. I got introduced late to 5 and Dime. It was like a year ago or so, and I knew you guys have been going for how many years now? 93.
Since 93.
So I'm a late, newcomer
That's
in
all right.
one sense.
It doesn't matter when you join as long as you're there.
And
That's it.
there are other versions out there, but this is the way to go because everyone I've talked to has been reliable. I've never been burned on the 5 and dime, so it's been cool, and I've gotten great experiences from people. And there's some people out there like Robin with the posters.
The posters, yeah.
Robin
I
is
think
the
if I
poster
see
man.
posters, I think Robin.
Yes.
I do too. I do too.
If Eric sees a poster he's not sure, we do. We tag Robin. We're like
Yeah,
Robin,
right.
and he'll comment, and Bob, and they've all got great. Phil Sims, across the pond. There's some
Absolutely.
incredible global collectors
Phil,
on here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like for me, I'm still learning too. Even though I've been hanging out here doing this for 3 decades, and
Right.
going through everything. But a lot of my experiences were at Glam Slam, at Paisley, a lot of times at Paisley, and those are the things I can speak to. But a lot of people know a lot about stuff like this that I don't. Like the reserve a copy. Is this legit? Is this something? I assumed it was. It came in a Warner Brothers box when I ordered it. So, yes, the 5 and dime is the resource. And like you're saying, the controversy site as well is a good place to go to.
Right. The Controversy Daily Classifieds is basically the one ads for the Paisley 5 and dime.
Yep.
So on the 5 and dime you sell, but if you want to go find, hey, I need the card, does anybody know where I can get one? Do that over on the Controversy Daily Classifieds, and there's a ton of collectors over there too who jump in, hey, I happen to know where one is, and they can help you out. So as we're looking around, I've seen a couple other things that we missed. We're going to have to go back here a little bit also.
While you're moving, just a second, let me just say to the group, some people are saying that the broadcast is cutting out. Drayden Lewis mentioned if you refresh your page, it comes back fine. So we're coming through okay on this end. There could be something coming through on your end. So I hope all these are going to be posted. So I hope that they come through once people refresh. So, but stay with us. And
even if you got to go back and watch the complete live video, start to finish later, that's completely fine too.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
There's a couple picks here from Paisley that I picked up when he threw them to me. I think I have 5 total that I've gotten from Paisley.
Can I just say I love your display?
Oh yeah, I got
Amy, I know you're a display,
about this
person
thing?
too. This is an awesome display.
This is $2 at Goodwill. I couldn't.
I love that. It's a it's a photo carousel,
It's kind of neat.
but it's perfect for the pics.
Yeah, and this is the debut of Third Eye Girl at Dakota. That ticket, so I actually learned my lesson and kept tickets every now and then. And anything I find that was small, I put in here, like some stickers of Bump Squad or whatever. But yeah, kind of neat stuff like that. That's the other thing. I look around for display stuff all the time now, and like I said, it's not in tubs anymore. So now I got to find ways of displaying. VHS tapes. What do you do with them?
I buy shelves.
Yeah,
all the time.
Right.
I'm sorry. Can we go back to this for 1 second? You were starting to talk about this, and then we got thrown off because of the feed thing.
This is dealer preview tape. So back in the day for us old people, we had VHS, and this was super high technology. When the movies were released, this is how you'd get to watch a movie at home. You didn't stream it. Streaming back then was you stream your butt down to the video store, you pay a huge price for a VHS tape, and come back home and push play to trunk in the big player. This is really neat. I've never even seen this in this box.
Wonder if,
dealer preview tape. It's Warner Brothers promotional item, and for trade use only, not for sale, rental, or public exhibition. Yeah, that's a fantastic piece.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
really, really neat. And even as big as the 5 and dime is, do not have this piece. So see, it doesn't matter what you've got. There's still more that you don't.
Yep. Well, I think I got this one from on auction too, right? For you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have bought it when it was available back at the store. I paid a little more for it on the auction, but anytime I wear this thing, which is very rare, usually it's bagged.
Yes.
But if I wear this thing out, people love it. That's
yeah.
I mean, it's just a fun piece with the burr. Kind of the emancipation.
Isn't that bird? That's the Minnesota national anthem.
It kind of
Minnesota anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being up here so much with my beautiful wife, I have discovered that there are 2 seasons here. There's July and winter.
yes.
That's the only 2 seasons.
In between is mosquito season.
Yeah, exactly.
Man-sized mosquitoes, too. They hit you.
I'm always jealous of people who have the clothing collection, because my clothing collection is relatively limited, but it's just an area I didn't get into yet. All my stuff's vintage or very worn, but some of it's, there's some pretty cool stuff out there
mine too.
that I just haven't jumped into that area yet. So
look at all the VHS. Yeah, he's got the.
Yeah, there's a lot. That was kind of life. Goldmine. Remember way back in the day, Goldmine magazine. That was kind of my way of getting bootleg type of stuff. So some of these tapes came from there. I got audio, video from Goldmine. I put an ad out in Goldmine back in the day and traded tapes with people.
Yep.
So that was kinda,
connections.
Started
that's the
back
way to
then.
build a collection, and that's what the Five and Dime set up for too. Was so you could build those connections with people all over the world. So we want to check this out since we're over here. This little piece back here.
Pull it down.
I'll let you pull it down. I'm not touching it.
Here's
The one behind.
Here's a vault that I never got a chance to really look through because it's not, it's in okay shape.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah. This is the soft cover of Prince in Hawaii from the honeymoon experience in Hawaii. So I think, gosh, I don't know what year I got this, but I didn't. Unfortunately, I had to pay a little bit more for it, but it wasn't like today. So I was fortunate to get it, probably a few years after it had been published. But I think there's a hardcover version, right? Bob would probably correct on that. That's kind of the thing I'm looking for as well. But this was I haven't had a chance to even page through it yet because I kept it in its.
Bob said
cover.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, and just like the vault, I'd like to page through it, but I feel like I'm doing it a disservice if I do. I personally love this. I pop it open now and then. This is Play in the Sunshine, the incense from the New Power Generation store. And this is exactly what New Power Generation store used to smell like when you'd walk in. It reeked of this. If you pop that open just a little bit, you'll get it. I know this is this isn't probably good on the internet, but we'll let Amber be the judge.
No, we've got smell-o-vision. So.
Yeah, so if you smell that.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
That was the scent of.
That's exactly how it smelled.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was another kind of neat thing that because all those little memories that come back. The scent is nice, It's just like
Uptown,
a lot of you have been out to Paisley before, those nights, just the littlest things trigger with you, like seeing. I'll never watch that remake of The Wizard of Oz with James Franco again the same way because they always had that playing inside the club room.
See, mine is Finding Nemo because the last
Finding Nemo
couple of years
was on
that
there
I
too,
went, every time I was in the Love for One Another room, Finding Nemo was always on the wall.
Yep.
And so now it's kind of stuck. Now Finding Nemo is a Paisley Park memory.
Yep.
So the magazines, I like how you've got them all wrapped.
Love your display.
He told me the story about these displays.
God, the displays are vintage. They're awesome. They look vintage.
And they were free? You got them free?
Oh my God.
Yeah, these were excess displays that were stored in an old place at work.
And they were just going to be thrown out.
Employers. So.
And so, see, keep your eyes open. What somebody else was going to throw out, he recognized that it would add to his collection and help showcase it. So keep your eyes open for display pieces.
That's a great feedback. Lee was asking about what to tell new collectors. That's a great piece. And Amy, who has her own vintage business in Vegas, she also has some amazing things that she has refurbished for display for her collection, which is another great collection that hopefully we're going to spotlight at some point.
Yeah, and that's kind of the key. Like a lot of these frames I just picked up for not much, and I merged together the America promo with Most Beautiful Girl promo for these for the tape and the CD. So I picked up a couple of those.
I love that.
Those are the long boxes that came out on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day for Most Beautiful Girl. And so I make the most of wall space.
I see.
Shelf space, whatever you can do.
It's clever and it's beautiful and it displays really, really well.
So what in your magazines there? What's the one that jumps for you?
I love the 10,000 magazine. I bought this one at New Power Generation store when it was released. I wish I would have bought 30 more. I thought this was going to be something that they produced more of, but there was just one.
Nope.
And it was a really quirky, peculiar magazine. If you've looked through it, it's very Prince at the time. It's not spotlighting him, which a lot of people wanted this thing to be cover to cover him. It's not. Like a lot of the stuff during that time, he's always looking to promote other artists, other experiences, other types of venues. And this is one of those pieces which I love having.
This is a very unique piece.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the
That is unique.
is this what did they call this magazine? Because I'm not a fashion guy, but I do remember CK. Is that what this one is, or C? All right. This one came out.
God,
I
that's
think
so
it was
beautiful.
last summer. They did a special edition with prints in it, and it was very limited run on it. And it's.
want that.
I think I was fortunate enough to order this directly through them when it just came out, and the Prince piece is actually a very small piece.
Yeah.
It's purple binded part. The rest of it is like their issue. But
Okay.
this one I thought was kind of neat because of all the stuff that's come out recently, and fortunately when he passed, everyone's got stacks of like tribute stuff.
Right.
This was kind of a neat one. So I got a couple of these that were very unique and
I
really good.
Totally want to get one of
I
those.
tried to get one of these and couldn't, and then somebody, I won't mention any names, gave us one.
Yeah, I might have hooked you up.
We have this. It's in the
I
file
clearly
cabinet.
need to go down into the 5 and dime because I have no idea of what I have. So,
Well, but your husband knows what we have.
Yeah.
So, and we have that.
And
oh
some
man,
of this
I love
stuff I've
it.
been fortunate, like 5 and dime, I'll get it. Or
Time here.
So maybe if I stand, let me just stand in one spot and not move.
Yeah, it seems to go every time we get in this area. Seems
Yeah.
to drop. So
It doesn't like that area.
stay right there, and
Oh my gosh.
the dead zone, right?
Yeah.
I guess could be. So what all we got here? What do we got in this little stack?
A random. Here's the Paisley Park original promo that they had done. Actually, on the back there, I think it's studio time. What it would cost to reserve some studio time.
Can you bring it over here, babe?
But it was like some of you probably have this, seen it. It's like a.
These are
like
the pamphlets, promotional booklets that they put out for Paisley Park back in probably about '92.
Yeah. It was. They had added a studio or something, and they had kind of put this out, and
We put
it
the
was
studio
like a 20-page glossy.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining
Yeah.
us back in here. We think we found a challenging spot in the room that whenever we go near it, I think it's the ball over there, the crystal ball.
Yeah.
It
Maybe
kicks.
that's what it is.
It kicks us out. It might be. As soon as I walk over to it, it kicks me offline. So,
So tell us about these. These are tour books. There's the
Yep.
One Night Alone. I
Night
recognize
Alone.
that one. That's the Rainbow
it's
Children's
so
one.
beautiful.
And this is 2003.
Yeah. Yep. And gosh, I can't remember. This is the Japanese release? No, this is just Love for One Another, 2003 release.
Mhm.
Yep. And this one I actually purchased. I wasn't able to get this on the spot at the time. One thing I would add in with Prince, I've seen him many times, but never outside of Minneapolis. So like a lot of people have had a chance to go and maybe see him at different venues. I've always seen him here, Mill City, Dakota, Paisley Park, Glam
Wow.
Slam, wherever. But it's kind of weird that I've never traveled.
We
see Prince.
tried to do Atlanta.
Almost did.
And we didn't make it. We couldn't get the flight.
We couldn't get a flight to Atlanta, and it happened, which would have been, obviously the
I
show
was
to
supposed to be there,
be
too.
at. And we tried to get tickets, and he had canceled that, and then they did the rescheduled date. But we tried to go to that. That would have been the first time I've ever traveled outside of Minneapolis to see him. But then again, I've been fortunate enough. He played a lot here, right? I mean, a lot of people, and he's so huge in Europe. I would have loved to see him in Europe in one of those huge stadiums.
Yeah.
Because even here, Met Center with the Love Sexy tour, kind of mild compared to Wembley.
Yes.
So it's that type of thing. I would have loved to experience him with people who are like crazy about music and not maybe as reserved as it can be here.
Right.
But for
Yeah.
us, nothing compared to watching him live at Paisley.
Yeah.
Like on those surprise nights where he'd
Yeah.
just come out and do an amazing show.
Yeah, we spent a lot of times with some like crazy get home at about 4 or 5 a.m. shows with him out there with about 20, 30 other people. And maybe some are watching, who lived through that. Yeah, and he was doing that. At the end, he did it a lot more, which is really nice. He opened up quite a bit, and we were looking forward quite a bit to a lot more of those shows. But, it's sporadic through the 90s. In the 2000s, it slowed down a little bit. But then, those from 2013 on, I mean, we were fortunate enough to see him a few times a week sometimes. That was really nice.
That's amazing. Well, you're certainly close enough to catch that 2 a.m. call of get
Yeah,
out of
I mean,
bed, get out of bed and come to Paisley.
Yeah, it was a luck of proximity. You know,
Yeah.
if you get a call, you know, you find out he's, you know, be here at 10 p.m. and it's 9:30, we could actually get there. You know, so it was kind of neat.
Yes.
And then I have some of the audio video collection here. I've been recently kind of bulking up a little more on the cassette side of things. A lot of bootleg stuff.
I'm a total I'm old
Cassettes
school.
are making a
Cassettes and
resurgence,
8-tracks,
The
love them.
official cassettes and cassette singles, they're kind of making a resurgence, so it's really kind of neat to see that.
And I just love the mini guitars. I don't know if anybody hates them, but there's something about the mini guitars that I love them.
I think they're really neat, and I love this poster back here.
Oh, that's a cool one.
That's the one that they sold on the '86 Hit and Run tour.
That one's
And yeah,
we have the mini guitars on our Christmas tree for ornaments too.
yeah.
There's like little
This is
purple.
very, very cool.
Yeah, the musicology candle.
Musicology Tour 2000 Forever, and looks more like news.
Yeah, has a news
than
vibe too.
musicology,
Sure does.
But
Yep.
it's Parabel.
Yeah, and no one can go without a little
awesome,
Tim
Marcus.
Basinger,
Let's see.
honey, sex sweet honey. You know, I've yet to be brave enough to open this thing up and try, so I don't think
No,
that'll happen.
That's from 1989. I would highly recommend not consuming that.
Yeah, this is kind of a neat one. And you know, to be honest, I might have got this from Bob, but I'm not sure. But I was unfortunate enough to get this at the time. But this is kind of a cool piece. I thought this is unique marketing that Prince was known for, right?
Well, the story behind the marketing piece is that when Prince and Kim Basinger were in the studio recording Soul Psychedelicide and the Scandalous Sex Suite, that some honey may or may not have been used.
Perfect.
And so since the story started floating around, Prince thought this would be a clever little idea.
Yeah, capitalize on the buzz. Yeah.
So he sent these out as little promotional items to some DJs and stuff like that, and they just became highly collected
They're pretty cool.
amongst
It's very
amongst
cool.
the fans.
Very cool. Also, I think more recently cassettes, and I kind of I found a bag of buttons, and I started kind of getting into buttons again, which, by the way, is kind of cool because it seems like buttons are making a big resurgence, because I also have Purple Underground, Five and Dime,
Purple Underground,
Cheesecake Funk, Electric Fetus. So I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of, like, you know, the non-official Prince related stuff, but the stuff that feels the Spire. And
Right.
you guys have been able to add to my collection too through the buttons.
That's
Really
awesome.
cool. And if you've never had Cheesecake Funk, that's a good cheesecake.
That
That
is
was Prince's
some funk,
cheesecake.
too.
It was Prince's cheesecake. So if you look up Cheesecake Funk, that's a damn good cheesecake. That's a little, that's
Okay,
local.
and that is their promo for the day.
Yeah, sorry.
no,
I didn't
it's
do
cool.
that.
No,
But
we
it's
were
so
laughing
good.
about Liv. You were
It's-
saying
yeah.
at the Liv show.
Liv was promoting it, and I guess I caught that bug too, but it's that good that you try it.
Yeah.
Like it.
Bob says he does warn, he tells everybody to not eat it.
That's
Do
probably
not
a
eat
good
the
idea.
honey.
Yeah, probably a really good idea. Just like the condoms over there.
Yeah,
Don't use those.
don't use the condom.
yeah.
Don't use the purple raincoats.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea. But you see, like, here's some of the glam slam stuff that, you know, glam slam just is my thing. And if you walked in here, you'd swear Mai Tai was my thing. But it's just that scene.
We know my taste your thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But you know, why?
I can't understand why.
I don't get it. You know.
Can you talk about the two pieces from the
Yeah, when I went to Artful Living, that big picture in the beginning that we looked at, the cover upstairs that we had, inside there are a few pictures that the artist that they had an artist commission to do some some print shots. I think there's 3 of them. And when I was there picking it up, it was a pouring, raining day, and they didn't have anything to cover it, so I had to come back the next day to pick it up. And they gave me these 2 prints.
That's awesome.
Kind of cool, and I actually love them. Yeah, this one, he looks a little bit like Sheila E., so I'm not as big into that one, but I really love this one a lot. I mean,
He kind of looks like Bobby Z.
or maybe Bobby Z. and Sheila mixed
Yeah.
together, yeah. So that one, maybe
He looks like a drummer.
right, he looks like a drummer. Yeah, good point. But I love this one, and that was really cool of them. You know, that's the one thing that we've all experienced. Anything Prince related, it's cool people.
Oh yeah.
Hanging around Paisley, coolest people you find because
Yep.
they were there for music. Everyone's there for the same reason. We weren't there to party and get drunk and stuff. It was there to enjoy the music and share experiences, and that's kind of what we've been experiencing with it. Five and Dime, everything.
So check this out. This is really neat.
Oh yeah, the Dirty Mind. I wish I could tell you guys those are authentic signatures, but they're not.
Close up of those autographs on there.
Yeah,
Really
So you don't think?
Whoever owns the original, unless I do and I don't even know it, whoever owns the original, I would say they had one of the best pieces in the world. Cause there's something about. I think did you recently pick up a Dirty Mind album or a small?
Oh, that was a little something a friend of ours made for us here in town. Sarah Blue, she has started as a little hobby. She likes to make these little miniature albums that have the inside sleeve, the record pulls out.
Just what I don't need another thing to collect. Thanks.
I know we already.
But they're to go. They're supposed to go with the miniature guitars.
Yeah, you have to miniature.
They actually would be beautifully displayed up there with that.
It's easy to find gifts for him.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah.
Christmas, birthday. And
anyone who's a Prince fan in their life, they have an easy gift list, don't they?
Well, we've actually had conversations because we've been to concerts where, the guy was a big Prince fan and the wife was just kind of there. Like, I don't really care, but I'm here supporting my husband. And she's like, you need to be on the Five and Dime because he's going to have a birthday. He's going to have Christmas. He's going to have an anniversary. So you need to be on there so that whenever your anniversary's coming up, you can go
special.
Get something.
It's another great trait of a Prince collector that everyone around you knows that you can give them a list at
where
any
to
time
get it.
of things, and it varies from $5 to $5,000 or more.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find anything in there. Yeah.
And I'm sure you, growing up, and as well as everybody out there watching right now can attest, at some point in your circle of friends, you were, that Prince guy.
Yeah, I still am that.
Yeah. Same.
Anyone, you go to work, you're the Prince guy. You go anywhere with your friends, you're the Prince guy.
I know the feeling, and I'm sure everyone watching, they've had that same experience. Like, everyone knows them as that one Prince freak.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's a crown. I wear it.
I do wear proud.
I am very
people
happy.
think they find something really rare. Like, did you know he was on the Muppets once? I was like, oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But no, it's neat because people actually, it's a joking point with some people, But a true story. When I finished this thing, my dad sat down in that chair over there, and he looked at me and he said, "Tim, a lot of other men's man caves look quite different than this." Like, oh, thanks, Dad. But this is the ultimate man cave, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
This is the way to run, and we have a lot of fun in here.
Yeah.
Well, see, so everybody calls it the man cave.
Yeah.
No, this is
collector mode.
the man.
That's the man
cave.
Cave. That's right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we
What about over here?
well, we already did.
Did we
stuff
hit
on the
his?
wall,
Yeah, there's lots.
some magazines, more magazines.
I have to give a shout out a little bit here because Uptown was my magazine, loved it, but I had so many holes in Uptown, and going on to Five and Dime, I filled in every hole in Uptown. I got everything.
Uptown.
There's
Fantastic.
no Uptown.
You have the whole collection. Congratulations.
Everything. The last one was getting the vault to kind of complete the whole scene. But that was one of my goals, was to get all Uptowns. Now I'm on to Controversy, which is a little bit tougher to fill in some of those holes, but I'm moving into that realm too. But that was a fun time when I discovered that, because I was like, oh my gosh, there's Uptown magazines out here and they're everywhere. And now, of course, getting the first 5 or 6 is a little tougher, but that's why when opportunity knocks, you gotta choose the right things, right? Because you can spend a lot of money any day of the week. But like, you gotta keep those kind of big items in mind so you're ready.
Always have your holy grail items. That's some really good advice for collectors down the road. Always pick like your holy grail items. Have a few that, if I can ever get my hands on these few pieces, this is what I want to get. Keep everything together. Keep it in one area, in totes, in whatever you need to do to keep it climate controlled. Don't put it in your attic. It's a horrible spot. It gets too hot. Don't leave it in storage units that are not climate controlled, because the weather is unforgiving, especially to vinyl. So make sure that at some point you find something that you're going to tune in on. If it's the clothing, the shirts, the posters, the records, collect it all while you're out there. but have one central focus that you like to do, and hi, she is so pretty. But have one that you really focus on more than anything, and I like promo items. That's always been my thing. Is I love the promo items, whether it's posters or promo vinyl, promo CDs. I really like promos.
A lot of my promo stuff's been disappearing lately. Since
I don't know anything about that.
Since you've been around.
And there's another to check those people that come check out your your
make sure that they're valid.
Let them walk away with something under their shirt.
It can happen, but that does bring to mind. At one point when I was DJing very heavily, I had like 3,600 CDs. This is pre-digital. You didn't have like flash drives and stuff. So CDs is what you had. And when I was DJing very heavily, I had at one time 3,600 CDs. And I had always, depending on what gig I was going to, I'd have to take a bunch of CDs with me. And everyone would always come over to my house and freak out like, how did you end up with so many CDs? It's like, I don't loan them out.
Right. Yeah.
Don't loan out your stuff.
Yeah.
If you bought it, if it's yours, do not loan it out. It will not come back. I don't care if it's your brother. Don't loan it to your mom. Make her a copy. Let her take the copy. Don't loan out your stuff. Keep your stuff. Keep it protected. Keep it safe. Keep it climate controlled. That's how you build a collection. It's not that hard, and it's not that expensive if you do it appropriately throughout the years and keep it all together. It's the pieces that you loan out and never get back. Those are the ones you're going to pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for later. So remember those still
and
tips.
Display it. So
display it, show it off.
Yeah, I was like, if you're going to collect, this is a shame. You have to have it out, do something with it. So I'm like, you cannot collect anymore if you're keeping it in a box.
Yeah, that was the rule.
It has to go out.
Yep.
So display it.
And how many people have people in their life like that?
Oh, there's gotta, Well, I mean, there's a few, but yeah, if it's sitting, honestly, had I not been like kind of given that inspiration, like you gotta get this out, you gotta put it out there, I wouldn't know that I even have most of the stuff. It collects. You saw my storage area. I got stuff piled up in there yet, and I gotta start switching things around. That's how it works, and if you don't get it out there, you don't even realize you have a collection.
I think you whipped this together in just a few months because I don't know. One of the last times you guys were here, I don't even think you had the room.
It was all over the house.
We came back everywhere. This was a bedroom for one of the kids.
Yeah.
And then we came back again, and it was empty, like nothing was in here.
Yep.
You had just painted.
Yep.
And then we came back again, and it was. It exploded, like
the Plectrum Electrum.
Exploded.
Well, actually, we put everything up, and then we decided it would look better if we painted.
Yeah,
so we
took all this down, painted, and put it all back up.
But that's love, so like you wanted it done right.
And
so
I'll tell you, I have to be honest. There's times I come down here for like 2 hours trying to accomplish stuff, and I'll end up like looking through one of these, putting on a video, and I'll have maybe shifted something one time.
Does that ever happen in our house?
oh my god, yeah. I'm like, where is? I'll call you, and I'm like, where? I'm like, oh, he's in the 5 and dime. That's why.
Yeah.
I go down
I
there
love your.
It's a clock black hole. I go down there and it just disappears.
I love your. I do love your video display. By the way, I love how you like the room, like physically what you've done in the room. I love how you've got the mounted video option. Or, I mean, obviously that's something that if anybody can have that in their house or whatever in a space because you want to be able to display. But that makes this room very cozy. I'd never leave.
That was the last thing I added was the audio and visual stuff. And then this thing blew up. It became the room.
It's the room.
Work in progress.
We'll sleep in here.
Sign out. Does anybody have any questions?
Yep. Drayden, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Hey there, Drayden Lewis. He says there's a sexy MF that has Esther from Sanford and Son on it near the floor. Can you tell me what that is, Tim?
Come on over here.
And
that one. Actually, there was a night out at Paisley Park when they were it was just before the release of the Sexy MF videotape. They had a little like listening party and a little tiny performance. And I'm not the biggest like person on this. I got this there that night, and it was. Everyone had them. That was like it was kind of like their thing. It was their inside joke on the band to have this out here. And it was one of the coolest pieces, and we held on to it and framed it up. But it's a little tattered. But I did have a little sexy MF area. And I don't know, Eric, if you know more about what the inspiration was for them. And I remember that was like the inside thing. And if you see it on this, I think it's on Sexy MF video.
Yeah,
yes.
That's when he holds it up and says, "Will somebody check your message? See Princess Mama called."
Correct. And they gave those away at Paisley. And on the other side, it's Paisley Park Studios. There's a picture
on the back of it.
Yeah, there's a promotional.
I
piece
love
of Paisley.
and it's the all access area passes that you have from when you were there.
Yep.
That
Those are called the
used.
On-Ester masks or On-Ester fans. So the guy that called it out, Drayden, yeah, that's correct. That's the terminology amongst collectors looking for it, is the On-Ester fan, Sexy MF On-Ester fans. So
yeah,
that's what that is. There were some given away as promotional items later, but they were also given out that night that you actually were at Paisley to get that.
Yep.
So any other questions going on? Anybody have anything else?
Let me scroll through here and see if I'm sure I've missed some people. You want to talk about the print behind you while I'm looking?
This or the Steve Park print?
Both of
That's
them.
a great one. The graffiti bridge.
You have an artist proof of that.
Yep.
It's actually autographed Steve Park down here in the corner, artist proof. So where would you acquire an artist proof?
Glam Slam had them.
Fantastic.
Yep. Glam Slam. Glam Slam did have a very small commercial area, kind of as I recall. My memory is a little foggy on things, but I think it was either coat check and where you came in, they had a little commercial.
They did,
area
over
you
to
could
the
purchase
side.
some stuff, and I remember that was a rolled tube item. And I never really bought a lot at Glam Slam. I think I saw TKO perform a bunch of times there. They had a Monday night performance. They always did Monday nights there. And I bought their CD, I think, at Glam Slam. Those are the two items I probably bought because, again, I could barely afford cover. So, but I remember getting that one because I thought that was one of the coolest pictures. It's you got that one. You got Rainbow Children. Those are kind of the iconic covers in my.
Well, this was done. The Rainbow Children was done by Kababi Beck, who did the limited edition print with the Paisley 5 and Dime. This was done by Steve Park, and this was actually done not as a commission piece, much like Rainbow Children. This was done, and then Prince saw it,
bought it,
and wanted to use it. So Steve went back in later on and added Morris Day and Ingrid Chavez to the cover. They weren't on the original one, and on this lithograph they're missing. And Prince's coat is red, and on the album cover it ended up being black. So those are a couple differences between this and the actual Graffiti Bridge album cover. They are different. This is a lithograph. The album cover is different on 3 different spots. Morris, Ingrid Chavez, and the coat is a different color.
Yeah.
So just things to look out for.
We've got a couple questions. So, Maria, I see you, girl. Let me find you. Maria, is there a rhyme or reason for how you have stuff displayed?
Hi, Maria. We miss you.
Hey, Maria. Shout out to Maria. Heather says we miss you.
It started with this black column over here, where I kind of put some of the things that I felt were kind of important to me. And then rhyme or reason really came about by space on the
Space on the wall.
I really wish I could have put it in some chronology, some order of things, but it was so overwhelming that rhyme or reason just became, will this fit here? Will this go here? And I'm anticipating a lot of shifting around and changing. By the end, if I ever try to solve this house, there's going to be so many holes in these walls that,
We're still looking for a rug.
Yeah, we're still looking for a rug in here, purple rug, so I'm checking that out.
I love the one up in your dining area.
Yeah, so rhyme or reason, I kind of had a vision of things, and my inspiration still is kind of when you walk, when you take the tour of Paisley, it's kind of eclectic. That's what it ended up being. Eclectic, I guess, is a safe way of saying I didn't have a plan, but it ended up that way.
Well, I understand because right now, Eric and I, because we're in a little debate about where we're ultimately going to end up, which is why we have not purchased a house yet. But so we're renting a home right now, which is great. And the whole basement of it is the 5 and Dime, but it's not a done basement. So like if you see Eric doing his feeds down there, it kind of looks rough, and people are probably like, "My God, he looks like he's like in a hovel." But it's just filled, and a lot of the collection we don't have unpacked because it's not our place, so we can't really finish it.
Right.
But yeah, there is. he has some great visions for what he wants to do with the Five and Dime space once he's able to formalize
Absolutely.
it. And
Yeah.
again, so
If you're impressed with what the Paisley Five and Dime is right now, stay tuned because it is growing, it is getting bigger, and the collector spotlights are going to keep going. This is just number
such
one.
amazing collectors. So we got another. I'm sorry, babe. Go ahead.
We're still looking at taking the Paisley Five and Dime to a .com and making that happen, and even a brick and mortar store at some point. So
We're
they're all
talking.
things that are in the works. So stay with
We've
us.
got Danny. Danny is asking, what's the Holy Grail he is still after, and what's his Holy Grail that he currently has?
Oh, we talked a little bit earlier, which is fine. I currently have is the kind of plaster bust that was at Glam Slam Club in the VIP area. I was able to acquire this probably about 8 months ago from a collector who was getting rid of it, and I hung out underneath this thing so many times that it was always something I wanted, and so I finally got to get my hands on one, and this is definitely the piece that I love the most.
So that's your current Holy Grail. What is one that you still want to go get?
Okay, we talked about this a little bit last night, because Sacrifice of Victor,
Oh, okay, the original book.
the original book, there were like 100 of them made with some additional photos in it,
Yeah.
and a special cover with I think it was a peach symbol on it, and I saw it in the Five and Dime one morning, and it was gone, and I kick myself every day for not getting
So
that.
if you see something that you want on the Five and Dime, what are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to pull the trigger fast.
Think about it and wait a few days?
No. I thought about it for probably 45 minutes. And that was a
and it was
mistake.
gone.
And now I see that exact same book.
Like
this
4
is
times
okay,
the price.
on eBay.
Yeah,
for
it's like 4 times the
$4,000.
price.
So, and if someone here bought it, that's great. That's what you do.
Yeah.
But that's one that stands out in my mind because that was one of my first purchases where I realized I can collect Prince stuff. And now I kind of wish I had its counterpart, the more rare version of it.
Yeah.
So that would be one right off the top of my head, and of course everyone's dying to get anything, some clothing, guitar, but I'm not quite that guy.
We met the photographer when we were
When we
went to the
Prince Live on the big screen.
the Prince Live on the big screen during Celebration. Purple Underground and Paisley Five and Dime, and Phil Sims was there. We ran into him. We all were running through to that event, and we
saw Terry down there talking to Steve.
talking to
Park.
Steve.
They were just down there hanging out talking. So Steve's a buddy. So we go talking. He's like, "Meet Terry."
And she was lovely,
Blown away.
and she did a
was
panel.
fantastic.
And at Celebration, but she was so lovely, and we were talking about the book, and I'm like, I really want this. She's like, oh, she made reference to some, and I'm like, I'll come dig through your linen closet for one.
We'll come dig
she's
through your
like,
garbage or
come on.
linen
So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she has some of those rarities that we're
right.
going to see her release back out or make available.
That'd be nice.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Lee, what kind of container would you recommend using as storage until I'm able to display my items? Depending on what it is.
I use plastic.
Plastic bins.
If you can find one that has no acid.
Yeah.
No acid.
Yeah, plastic, acid-free plastics. Especially if you're going to be displaying paper goods in there. The best way, especially like magazines and stuff, they sell the acid-free
Oh, the bags.
bags,
Yep.
and they're acid-free. So put it in there, and once it's in there, it doesn't matter what kind of bin you put it in.
Mm-hmm.
But something that's airtight is great, or plastic at least to where you're not going to get moisture.
Yeah.
Moisture is your enemy. Humidity is not your friend. Keep your stuff dry and climate
Seal.
control.
Yeah, I got a dehumidifier running down here all the time. I turned it off so we don't hear it, but I got that going all the time to make sure that we don't build up humidity in here. And that's the one thing I did learn is try to do something to secure it right away when you get it in a bag, get it in something, because that was something, as a younger person not realizing I was building a collection, things got tattered, things got beat up a little bit, but if you get it, protect it. It's pretty easy. Yeah.
So before I get to the next question, Bob Popple jumped in here and said his book is in fact the $4,000 version on eBay.
Oh.
And he said he may take it down a bit. He has 2 of them, which is pretty amazing. Bob is amazing.
Bob
He's
is
killing.
amazing.
So you may have to PM Bob and maybe make a special trip. I don't know,
Okay,
but
whoever brought up this, what's your next
Holy Grail.
Holy Grail,
Bob Popo has it.
Yeah. Bob, did you like place that one out there?
But
He's
he
clever.
And yeah, he's good.
but as he said, there are less than 100 of them in the world, so their value is pretty incredible.
Absolutely. And that's one thing I never
Yeah.
question. When people put the
Yeah.
prices on stuff anywhere, I'm always like, it makes sense. That's your market is what you see it as. If you can get it, if you can get someone to pay for
sorry.
it, that's legit. I never question what people put on it. If I don't like it, I go past it. But
Right, I mean,
a lot of
it's
these,
like going to Walmart and you walk in and you're like, I don't want to give you $1 for this loaf of bread. I don't think it's worth that. I think it's worth $0.25. It doesn't matter. It's still the price.
Absolutely.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
either
And
you want it or just go to Kroger.
there's a reason. I mean, if there's 100 of them,
Right.
there's not 101.
Right,
So, I
right.
mean, that's why some of those items are the Grail items.
The other question people have is about insurance.
Insurance
Insuring
is a
collections.
really tricky thing. You either have to do that, and this is for United States. I don't know how it works overseas, but in the United States, you go state by state, and even state by state, you got to go company to company. You need to find one that will insure the collection. To do that, you're going to have somebody qualified to come in and do an appraisal on the collection first. Somebody that they would trust to do that. If you need help with something like that, I can help. I can come in and do an appraisal, and hopefully your insurance company would accept that. But have it appraised, know what you've got, know what you need to cover. If you're still collecting and you have $10,000 worth of stuff, you probably want to insure for about 20,
Right.
because you're going to keep building. So always have insurance of some kind to protect the contents. If you're renting, you can do contents insurance, but that covers not just the collection, that covers all your personal things
Absolutely.
also. So,
Yep.
you really got to talk to your insurance company and know what you do for insurance on your collection.
The other thing about insuring anything in your life is photographing it, documenting
Yes.
it.
Yep.
I think you said that.
Photograph
Forgive me if I didn't hear that earlier.
Everything.
The reason we did this whole thing is just for my insurance plan.
Yes,
this
these
one-
these
yeah,
videos
yeah,
are for
exactly.
Tim's
I wish I'd known that.
insurance.
So if you guys can start just throwing prices out
Yeah.
there. Oh, hi.
Yeah. So this poster's worth this much. This.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's a great idea because you don't think about the value of stuff. It's just like if you walked into your closet, you're like, well, how much is your clothes worth? It's worth a lot more than you
Yes.
estimate. Same thing with a collection like this. I mean, as you piece these things together, there's a lot of value just in a small space.
Oh yeah,
Yes, a lot,
yeah.
a lot. And great question. And that's what we're here for, is not just to show off the stuff, but to get these questions. It's not just a sales site. It's also here for education. We want to teach the collectors, especially the new collectors, to come up to, the Paisley 5 and Dimes. I hate throwing myself in there, but I am one of the larger collectors as well. The Bob Popos, the Phil Sims, the ones who really have turned this into something else. And it's great to see, but there's a lot of hard lessons that we learned along the way.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of times that we got ripped off,
Yeah.
and now we share that information, and that's what we're trying to do with the collector spotlights, is show you what's out there, and hopefully you'll learn something along the way so you don't get burned like we did. We got burned along the way. So any other questions before we close this thing out? I will take questions as long as you want.
Yeah, any other questions anyone have or comments they want to share with Tim, or while we're waiting for that, I'm not on camera, I'm back here talking to you, but I would just say that we put a comment out about this a couple weeks ago, that we have so many new collectors that have joined us, and they've joined us because of through recommendation. Really through recommendation and referral, and a lot of that has to do with the incredible reputation of the sellers, and who have been a part of Eric's adventure since the early 90s, and putting the Paisley 5 and Dime into place, and that we are about promoting and supporting the legacy of Prince Rogers Nelson and the Associated Artists, and we do support the Associated Artists. And there are also a few individuals out there who may not have necessarily worked directly with him, but have a global effort that involves promoting that legacy in an official manner as well. And of course, parent alumni we support them all and the efforts of the foundation. And we do that. We support individuals through our events, as you all know. The celebration kickoff event we just did in Minneapolis with Glicks was, you were there, and
what did you think about it?
I loved it. I was amazed. I walked in there and I felt like I was in like downtown New York City at an organized event. I mean, that was an event.
Well, it was a great fundraiser, and I just want to point that out. And the one that we have coming up July 14th in Lexington with Owen Husney, we are
Owen Husney and Kababi.
And Kababi, yes. Thank you. We are so excited to create these intimate experiences for people to have that. It's not a panel discussion. It's a meet and greet scenario. It's a more personalized scenario. It's a
very small personal Q&A.
Yes. And so we're super excited about that. And then, of course, that's why some people have asked, why have you begun to jump off for next year's celebration? Well, that's why, because
it's a
lot of planning, and there were a lot of people this last year who, because we have an intimate space, we have a limited number, and people need to know ahead of time, particularly our overseas Purple family, who now know Paisley dates and are now going to be able to book. But Kababi, this beautiful print, I'm just going to swing it back over here for a second, that you have. This is on the Five and Dime currently, and that it's exclusive to it, so it's something you want to jump into. But let's ask, sorry Heather, I'm whipping up on you. Maria has one last question, then you're low on batteries, so I don't want it to die midstream.
Okay.
But what are your thoughts about playing the albums, wearing the shirts, opening and not opening items? Great question.
Yeah,
it's a great question, and it gets thrown around a lot. So.
For me, wearing the shirts is like, it's always been just, I just wear the shirts. I don't, even like the jacket I got from PBay, I'll wear it occasionally because I think it just needs to be seen. But I see why other people, vacuum protect them, seal them. Albums, it's so I can't open.
I'll play them.
I play them if I bought them open, or if I buy two, but I can't get one that's sealed and open it. I just can't. I can't do it.
It's really hard for me to do that. I buy two.
Yeah, and if it's a more rare one, if it's then hopefully, I mean, if I want to play it, it's open. But yeah, I can't bring myself to open it unless I have two. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And if some of you had a chance to get the Nothing Compares to You single, the Electric Fetus release, I mean, that's a cool one. I was fortunate enough to get a couple copies, and
Bob said he loved your stack of them over there. He may be
Bob
private messaging you, and maybe putting that towards your Holy Grail.
I mean, those are the things that, like, I mean, I'm so glad that they're starting to release some of these things in a really good format, and they're doing it the right way. Like the black vinyl release was just done recently. I think it's $10 through Electric Fetus. I did it through Electric Fetus. If you can get it that way, that's the way I'd probably do it.
And you got the purple vinyl, and the picture disc is coming as well.
Yep. Yeah. So, and if you're getting low on,
you want to come over here, Heather? I was going to say, so Eric can thank you
and thing where we kick you out.
Yeah,
right?
You're going to kick us out. Oh no!
Oh, it's the end of cribs. Yeah, at the end of cribs, you always get kicked out.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to go. Well, we need to grab a few things and tuck them under our shirts before we leave. So if you could turn around.
I do want to say thank you though, because I was a little, my collection's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, and it's kind of cool just to show it to some people because we finally got it together. So I appreciate you guys taking a look, and definitely your comments I'll read through it coming up here. But thanks for hanging with us.
Oh man, absolutely, it's my pleasure. Thanks for hosting us. Thanks for being so gracious and opening up your home to us. This is fantastic. Right. So on behalf of the Paisley Five and Dime, myself and MsLulu Marie, we're out. Thanks Tim, thanks Heather, and we'll see you on the next Collector Showcase.